Imagine you're sitting alone in a quiet room. The world outside is busy, noisy, and rushing, but inside, everything feels slow and heavy. You look back at your life and wonder, why do I feel stuck even after all these years? You think of all the moments where you could have spoken up, but didn't, where you could have tried but held back, where fear won instead of you. Now ask yourself this. Have you ever felt like you're too old to change? Do you tell yourself, it's too late for me now? Or maybe you've thought, I've lived this way for so long. What's the point of changing now? These questions come quietly, but they shape how you live every day. They come in when you miss an opportunity, when you let someone else decide for you, or when you give up on something you once loved. Let's take a simple example. Think of a plant growing in a small pot. No matter how rich the soil is, it can only grow as big as the pot allows. Now think of your mind as that pot. A weak mindset keeps your life small, trapped, limited, unable to grow. But here's the good news. You can change the pot. You can shape your mind again, even now, even after all these years. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, a place where ancient Buddhist teachings meet modern-day struggles. If you're tired of feeling like your best days are behind you, you're in the right place. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% of you are subscribing. So please, if you find even a single thought in this video helpful, like, comment your thoughts, share, and subscribe to our channel. And before anything else, comment Namo Buddha right now to stay energized through the journey ahead. In Buddhism, the mind is seen as the root of all experience. A weak mindset is not something you're born with. It's something you slowly accept over time. It builds silently through doubt, fear, regret, and repeated habits. But the Buddha taught that the mind is like a painter. It creates your world. If your mind is filled with fear and limitation, your life will reflect that. But if your mind is trained, steady, and open, you begin to change the very way you live. This journey isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming aware. Each small shift in mindset is like lighting a candle in the dark. Slowly, what once seemed impossible becomes clear. Stay with us. What comes next might be the beginning of the strongest chapter of your life. Imagine a river flowing quietly through a forest. The water moves gently, but beneath the surface, there are rocks and fallen branches that slow the current. These hidden obstacles shape how the river flows, sometimes making it slow and rough. Your mind is much like that river. It seems calm on the surface, but deep inside, there are hidden forces shaping your thoughts, feelings, and actions. In the teachings of Buddhism, these forces are known as craving, aversion, and ignorance. They're like three shadows that follow us everywhere. Craving is when you want something so much that you can't think of anything else. It's like being thirsty but never quite satisfied, always wanting more. More comfort, more approval, more success. This endless wanting pulls your mind away from peace and keeps it restless. Then there is aversion. This is when you push things away because you don't like them. It's the feeling of anger, fear, or dislike that rises when things don't go your way. Maybe it's a person, a situation, or even your own thoughts that you don't want to face. Aversion blocks your mind, like a dam stopping the flow of water. It causes pain because you fight against what is. And finally, ignorance, the most subtle and dangerous of all. This isn't simply not knowing facts. It's the deep misunderstanding of who we are and how life works. It's seeing the world through a fog, believing things are permanent when they're not, believing I am separate from everything else when in truth, nothing stands alone. Ignorance is the root of craving and aversion. It is like a veil that hides the true nature of reality. These three forces together create what you might call a weak mindset. But it is important to understand that this weakness is not a flaw or a punishment. It is the natural condition of the mind when left untrained. We all have these shadows inside us, but most of us do not see them clearly. Instead, we allow craving to rule our desires, aversion to fuel our anger, and ignorance to keep us trapped in old ways of thinking. Think about your daily life. How often do you find yourself wanting something just because others have it, or avoiding certain people or tasks because they make you uncomfortable. These simple moments add up. They pull you away from calm and strength. They make your mind like that river, slowed and blocked by unseen obstacles. The wisdom of the Buddha teaches us that these shadows can be understood, and with understanding, they can be overcome. The first step is awareness, seeing craving, aversion, and ignorance clearly in your own mind. This is not about judging yourself or feeling bad. It is simply noticing. When you recognize that you are caught in craving, you take a small step toward freedom. When you see aversion rising, you can choose not to let it control you. Imagine a mirror. When it is covered in dust, it cannot show a clear reflection. But when you clean it, the mirror shows things exactly as they are. Your mind works the same way. Craving, aversion, and ignorance cover your true nature like dust. Mindfulness and insight are like the cloth that gently wipes the mirror clean. This process is gradual. It takes patience and kindness toward yourself. Many times, you will fall back into old habits, wanting or rejecting things without control. This is natural. The river will hit rocks again and again before it finds a smooth path. But with practice, the obstacles become fewer and the water flows more freely. In Buddhism, there's a beautiful saying, "Do not believe in anything simply because you have heard it." This means you should test these teachings in your own life. Watch your mind closely. See where craving pulls you, where aversion pushes you away, and where ignorance hides the truth. When you do this with honesty, the mind begins to change from within. You may ask, how can I live without wanting anything? How can I avoid all dislike and confusion? The answer is not to force yourself into emptiness or coldness. It is to understand that wanting and disliking are natural feelings, but they do not have to control your actions. You can feel desire without being trapped by it. You can experience discomfort without reacting in anger. This new way of seeing life is like learning to sail on a river with many twists. You do not fight the current. Instead, you learn to navigate it skillfully. You understand where the rocks are and choose a better path. This is the beginning of true strength. Not the strength of force, but the strength of wisdom. When the mind is no longer caught by craving, it finds peace in what is present. When aversion loosens its grip, kindness and patience grow. When ignorance fades, the light of understanding shines, showing that you are not alone in this life. Everything is connected, and this connection is the source of deep strength. Remember, this journey is personal. It is not about reaching a distant goal, but about becoming more aware each moment. Each time you notice craving or aversion and gently bring your attention back to the present, you build mental muscle. This muscle is the foundation of a strong mind. So, do not be discouraged by the shadows inside you. They are part of the path, not the end of it. Embrace them with curiosity and compassion. The river may be slow at times, but it is always moving. And with each step, you move closer to a mind that is free, clear, and powerful. This is the path of awakening, the path to changing your weak mindset. The shadows no longer control you. Instead, you hold the light that guides your way. And in that light, you find the courage to live fully, no matter your age or past. The Buddha's teaching is simple but profound. Know the mind, and you will find freedom. Your journey begins here. Watch the river inside you. See the stones beneath the surface. And slowly, with gentle effort, clear the way for a new flow of life. Imagine a river flowing quietly in a forest. The water moves gently, sometimes rippling with small waves, sometimes calm like a mirror. Now, imagine if that river suddenly started to pull itself backward, as if the water itself was fighting its own flow. Strange, isn't it? The river, by nature, should flow forward towards the sea, but if it resists its own course, it wastes its energy and never reaches where it must go. Your mind is like that river. It is always moving, always thinking, but often your thoughts turn against you, pulling you backward instead of forward. This inner conversation, the voice inside your head, is what I call the silent saboteur. It is quiet, subtle, and often unnoticed, but it can stop you from growing stronger, from living fully. You see, many people believe the enemy is outside, other people, bad luck or circumstances. But the greatest obstacle is not outside. It lives within your own mind. That voice inside you, the one that says, you can't, or this is too hard, or you're not good enough, is the true thief of your power. This inner dialogue happens every day, many times a day. When you wake up, it may whisper doubts. When you try something new, it may shout warnings. When you face a challenge, it may remind you of past failures. It is like a shadow that follows you, never far away. Why does this happen? Why does the mind turn against us? Because the mind wants to protect itself. It fears pain, rejection, and change. So it builds walls of doubt and fear to keep you safe. But these walls are illusions. They trap you in a small cage of your own making. In Buddhist teachings, this voice is often called the monkey mind. It jumps from thought to thought, never resting, always restless. The monkey mind is clever. It convinces you that you are weak, that you are stuck. But like a monkey, it is playful and undisciplined. You don't have to listen to it. Imagine watching your thoughts like clouds in the sky. Some are dark and heavy, others light and soft. None of them lasts forever. None of them needs to define you. But when you catch yourself repeating the same negative story, you're giving power to the monkey mind. You feed it, and it grows stronger. One day, a disciple came to the Buddha and said, "Master, my mind is full of disturbing thoughts. How do I stop this?" The Buddha smiled and said, "Do not fight the thoughts. Watch them as you would watch leaves floating on a stream. Do not hold them, do not push them away. Simply see them come and go. This is not easy. The mind is trained to worry and judge. It has learned habits over many years, maybe even decades. But you can learn new habits. You could train your mind like a gardener tends to a wild garden, clearing weeds and planting seeds of peace. One way to start is by noticing the voice inside your head. When you hear the thought, "I cannot do this," pause and ask, "Is this true?" Often, you will see it as not a fact, but a feeling or fear. When you catch the thought, "I am too old to change," ask again, "Who says age is a wall? What if my mind can grow like a tree?" Slowly, you begin to separate yourself from the thoughts. You become the observer, not the prisoner. This space between you and your thoughts is where freedom begins. The inner dialogue also shapes how you see the world. If your mind is full of doubt and fear, the world appears harsh and unforgiving. If your mind holds anger or resentment, every moment feels heavy. But if you cultivate kindness and patience inside, the world begins to soften. Your perspective changes. The same event that once felt like a failure now feels like a lesson. The practice of mindfulness is a powerful tool here. Mindfulness means paying gentle attention to the present moment, without judgment, without rushing. When you are mindful, you hear the silent saboteur clearly. You see its tricks, and you begin to choose which thoughts to follow and which to let pass like clouds. Sometimes, the mind will say, "You are not worthy." This is the saboteur trying to close your heart. Buddhism teaches that everyone has Buddha nature inside, an original goodness and wisdom. This is your true self beyond the noisy thoughts. When you connect with this deeper self, the negative voice loses power. Another way the inner dialogue sabotages you is by making you believe you are alone in your struggle. It whispers, "No one understands you," or "You must handle this by yourself." But isolation feeds weakness. Strength grows in connection, with yourself and with others. In Zen practice, silence is valued because it allows you to hear what is really happening inside. Silence can be uncomfortable, but it reveals the stories your mind tells. When you sit quietly, even for a few minutes, you give space for the saboteur to reveal itself, and then lose its grip. Remember the river? When it flows freely, it nourishes the earth and reaches the sea. When your mind flows without resistance, you find peace and strength. The silent saboteur loses power because you no longer feed it with fear. This process takes patience. The mind will resist change. It will try to pull you back into old patterns. But every time you notice this and choose differently, you build new strength. Like training a muscle, it grows slowly but surely. Be gentle with yourself. The voice inside is a part of you, but it is not all of you. You are more than your doubts and fears. You are the awareness that watches these thoughts. The moment you realize this, you are free. Practice kindness towards your inner dialogue. Instead of fighting it, thank it for trying to protect you, and then guide it towards peace. This is true mastery, not controlling the mind, but understanding and transforming it. In this journey, remember that a weak mindset is not permanent. It is a habit, and habits can change. Each moment is a chance to speak differently to yourself, to plant a seed of courage, hope, and love. One day, you will look back and see how far you have come. You will realize that the silent saboteur became a quiet friend, reminding you to be aware, to be mindful, but no longer to hold you back. So, sit with your thoughts. Listen deeply. Notice the stories they tell, and gently, with each breath, choose to let go of the ones that weaken you. Allow the strong, calm river of your mind to flow freely once more. The power to change your inner dialogue is within you. It has always been there, like a hidden spring beneath the earth, waiting to be uncovered. Begin now with simple awareness. Watch your thoughts as if they are clouds, and know that beyond them, the sky is always clear. Imagine sitting quietly, eyes closed, breathing gently. You're not trying to change anything, just noticing. This is the first step to seeing yourself clearly. In life, many people look at themselves through the stories they tell. I am weak, I am not good enough, I will never be happy. These stories cloud the truth. They're like fog on a mirror, hiding what is really there. The Buddha taught that the mind often creates illusions. We see ourselves not as we truly are, but as the mind makes us believe. This is why so many suffer, because they are trapped in their own mistaken view. The mind clings to ideas of I and mine, but these are not real. They are like shadows, moving and changing, but we treat them as solid and permanent. To see yourself without illusion means to stop holding onto these shadows. It means to look deeply and ask, who am I beyond my thoughts, beyond my fears, beyond the pain I carry? This is not easy. The mind resists. It wants to keep its old stories because they feel safe, even if they bring suffering. But freedom begins when you loosen this grip. In Buddhism, this seeing is called right view. It is the first step on the path, but it is also the hardest. Right view is not just an idea you think about. It is a way of experiencing yourself and the world. It is a clear mirror that reflects without judgment. When your mind is calm, the truth shows itself naturally. Many people spend their life chasing happiness outside themselves, but the Buddha showed a different way. He said happiness comes from understanding the mind's nature. When you see that your feelings, your identity, and even your suffering are not fixed, you begin to feel lighter. You stop being pulled by every emotion and every thought. The illusion of self is the root of weakness in a mind. We suffer because we believe in a fixed me that must protect itself, must win, must be right. This me is fragile and afraid. But when you see through this illusion, you realize that what you thought was you is just a flow of experiences, like waves on the ocean. The ocean is vast and calm, but the waves come and go. Imagine standing by the shore and watching the waves. Some are big, some small. You do not try to stop them. You just watch. This watching is the true self. Unshaken, peaceful, and free. When you bring this watching into your daily life, the weak mind begins to grow strong. It learns to face challenges without fear because it knows it is not limited to one small story. It is important to practice seeing yourself like this every day. When a difficult thought comes, pause and ask, is this thought really me? Is it permanent? Or is it just passing like a cloud? This simple question helps your mind stay clear. You begin to notice the difference between what is real and what is imagined. The mind can be trained like a wild horse learning to be calm and gentle. With patience and kindness to yourself, you begin to untangle the knots of fear and doubt. Buddhism teaches that this is not about force or struggle. It is about gentle awareness. When you are aware, the mind cannot fool you as easily. Many people confuse this practice with ignoring their problems or escaping from life. But it is the opposite. Seeing yourself clearly means facing life as it is, with all its ups and downs, without adding extra pain by misunderstanding yourself. You stop blaming yourself or others because you understand that suffering comes from confusion, not from anyone's fault. In this clear seeing, you start to feel connected, not just to yourself but to everything around you. You realize that your thoughts and feelings are not separate from the world. They arise and fall, just like all things. This understanding brings peace and a deep sense of belonging. When you practice this way, you become less afraid of change. The weak mind fears losing what it thinks it owns. But the awakened mind knows that everything is always changing. This is the natural law of life. Resistance only causes pain. Acceptance brings freedom. This is why the Buddha said, attachment is the root of suffering. We attach to our identity, to our past mistakes, to our hopes and fears. But attachment blinds us. Seeing yourself without illusion means letting go of these attachments, not by force, but by gentle understanding. The path is gradual. No one becomes free overnight. Each moment of awareness is a small victory. Even when the mind falls back into old habits, you don't punish yourself. You simply notice and return to the present moment. This is the practice of compassion for yourself. In this practice, you learn to listen to your mind like a friend. Instead of pushing away difficult thoughts, you watch them kindly. You see how they come and go. You begin to recognize the patterns that keep you stuck. Awareness itself is healing. Sometimes, you might feel lost or confused. This is normal. The mind wants clear answers and control. But true wisdom lies in embracing uncertainty. The Zen master does not cling to certainty, but rests in the mystery of life. This openness dissolves the walls around your heart. By seeing yourself without illusion, you begin to live more fully. You become present to each moment without the burden of false stories. You start to appreciate simple things, a breeze, a smile, a quiet breath. These small experiences remind you of your true nature. The Buddha's teachings are a guide, not a rule. They invite you to explore your own mind with curiosity and courage. Each person's path is unique, but the principle is the same. Clarity frees the mind, and freedom brings peace. Remember, your mind is like a clear sky, sometimes cloudy, sometimes bright. The clouds will pass. You don't need to chase them or hold on to them. Just watch. In this watching, you find your true strength. This strength is not loud or forceful. It is quiet and steady. It does not need to prove itself. It is the strength of knowing who you are beneath the stories, beneath the fears. It is the strength of being free. Let your mind be like water, flexible and calm. When challenges come, flow around them instead of crashing against them. When emotions rise, observe them without drowning. This is the wisdom of seeing yourself without illusion. As you continue this practice, you will notice a change. The weak mind grows firm like a tree with deep roots. The storms of life may shake the branches, but the roots hold strong. This is the beginning of true freedom. Trust this process. Be patient and gentle with yourself. Each moment of clear seeing is a step closer to the peace you seek. The journey may be long, but every step is valuable. Sit quietly now and breathe. Let the mind rest. See what is there without judgment, without fear. This is the heart of Zen, and the way to change your weak mindset into a strong, awakened mind. Imagine a river flowing gently down a mountain. It never stops. It never holds onto the water it carries. It moves, it changes, it flows. The river does not fight the stones or the trees it meets. It accepts what comes and continues on its path. This is the nature of impermanence. In life, many things are like this river. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. People grow older, seasons shift, feelings come and go. Even our thoughts and worries are like waves on the river's surface, always moving, never still. Yet, so often, we resist this truth. We want things to stay as they are, to be certain and safe. When we try to hold on, we create suffering. This is the root of a weak mindset. A mind that fears change is a mind trapped by illusion. It believes that if things stay the same, it will be safe. But safety is a false promise. Change is real, constant, and natural. To grow strong, we must learn to embrace this truth. To accept impermanence is to find freedom. Many people see change as something to fear. They think losing something means losing themselves. But what if losing is also a way to find? What if letting go is the way to grow? The Buddha taught that life is like a flame, always flickering, always moving. If you grasp too tightly, the flame goes out. If you hold gently, it shines bright. When we understand impermanence deeply, we stop clinging to old fears and old stories. We stop holding on to pain and regret as if they are parts of our identity. Instead, we see that they're like clouds passing through the sky of our mind. Sometimes dark, sometimes light, always moving. This understanding is the foundation of mental resilience. Resilience is not about being unshaken by life's difficulties. It is about bending and flowing like the river, knowing that the storm will pass. When we embrace change, we learn to adapt. We stop being prisoners of our own past or worries about the future. In Buddhism, the word anicca means impermanence. It is one of the three marks of existence. The others are dukkha, meaning suffering, and anatta, meaning no self. Together, they teach us that nothing in life is fixed or permanent. When we live with this wisdom, our weak mindset slowly turns strong. A strong mind is like a tree rooted deep in the earth, but flexible enough to sway in the wind. It knows that to resist the wind is to break, but to bend is to survive and grow. When we understand impermanence, we're no longer afraid of losing what we love. We cherish it while it is here, knowing it will change. We learn to be present. Being present is the key. When you live fully in the moment, you stop being trapped by worries and regrets. You accept life as it flows, sometimes joyful, sometimes painful. This acceptance brings peace. It does not mean giving up or being passive. It means having the strength to face life honestly. Imagine a leaf falling from a tree. The leaf does not struggle or cry. It simply lets go and floats down with grace. This is how we can learn to live, letting go of what no longer serves us, making space for what is yet to come. When your mind clings to the past or fears the future, it feels heavy and weak. But when you learn to accept impermanence, your mind becomes light and free. You start to see life as a river that carries you forward. You stop fighting the flow and begin to enjoy the journey. Every moment of change is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to awaken. When you lose a job, it could be the chance to find a new path. When you lose a relationship, it could be the chance to discover more about yourself. When your health changes, it could be the chance to care for your body in a new way. Change can be difficult. It can bring pain and uncertainty. But pain is not the enemy. Pain is a teacher. When you face pain with courage, you become stronger. You learn that you are not your pain. You are the awareness behind it. This awareness is your true power. The Buddha once said, "All conditioned things are impermanent." When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. To see with wisdom means to look deeply at life and understand its true nature. It means not being fooled by appearances or desires. It means waking up. You don't need to wait for a special moment to begin this journey. You can start now. Wherever you are, whatever your age, you can learn to flow with life. You can practice letting go. You can practice being present. You can practice seeing change as a friend, not an enemy. One way to do this is through simple meditation. Sit quietly and watch your breath. Notice how each breath comes and goes, never the same, always changing. Notice how thoughts arise and fade like clouds. This practice teaches you impermanence directly. It helps you train your mind to accept change. Another way is through mindfulness in daily life. When you eat, taste the food fully. When you walk, feel each step. When you speak, Listen carefully. These small acts ground you in the present moment. They remind you that life is happening now, not in the past or future. You might wonder, how can I face great losses or big changes without fear? The answer is to remember that nothing lasts forever. Not pain, not joy, not even life itself. This truth can be scary, but it can also be freeing. It opens your heart to experience life deeply, without clinging. A mind that embraces impermanence is like the sky, vast, open, and clear. Storms may come, but the sky remains. The clouds pass, and the sun shines again. You are that sky. Your true nature is always present, beyond change. This understanding does not remove problems from your life, but it changes how you meet them. You become like a steady mountain, calm and unshaken inside, even when the wind blows fiercely outside. Remember, the river does not resist its journey. Neither should you resist yours. Change is the path to freedom. When you walk it with courage and wisdom, you transform your weak mind into a strong mind. A mind that flows, that grows, that awakens. So, let go of the fear of change. Welcome impermanence as a friend. Trust the river of life to carry you. Each moment is a new beginning. Each breath is a chance to start again. This is the way of the Buddha. This is the path to true strength. This is the gift of impermanence. Imagine the mind as a wild horse running free across a vast plain. It moves swiftly, sometimes wildly, going where it pleases. The horse is strong, but without training, it can throw you off or lead you into danger. This is how the mind often feels, restless, distracted, pulled by desires and fears. But just as the wild horse can be trained to run with purpose and calmness, so too can the mind be disciplined and guided. In the teachings of the Buddha, the mind is the most precious thing we have. It shapes how we see the world, how we feel, and how we act. If the mind is scattered and uncontrolled, we suffer more. If it is trained and steady, we find peace and strength. This training is not about force or harsh control. It is a gentle, patient shaping of the mind, like guiding a small child who is learning to walk. Many people believe that discipline is about punishment or rigid rules. But in the practice of the mind, discipline is freedom. It frees you from the chaos inside. It helps you see clearly what is real and what is illusion. It helps you choose your thoughts, instead of letting your thoughts choose you. This is the true power of a disciplined mind. Every day, your mind is filled with countless thoughts, feelings, and impulses. Some of these thoughts are helpful, and some are harmful. Some feelings bring joy, others bring pain. Without discipline, your mind jumps from one to the other, like leaves blown by the wind. But when you train your mind, you learn to notice these thoughts and feelings without being swept away by them. This training begins with awareness. The Buddha called it mindfulness. To be mindful means to watch your mind quietly and kindly, like a gardener tending to a garden. You do not pull out the weeds in anger. You gently remove them so the flowers can grow. When you become aware of your thoughts and feelings, you stop running after every one of them. You begin to see which ones help you grow and which ones hold you back. Training the mind is like building a muscle. At first, it feels weak and tired. Your attention wanders easily. You might feel frustrated or bored. This is natural. The mind is not used to being still or focused. But with patience and practice, it becomes stronger. You learn to hold your attention longer. You become less shaken by worries and fears. The mind becomes a calm lake, reflecting the sky clearly. In Buddhism, the practice of meditation is the main way to train the mind. Sitting quietly, focusing on the breath, or a simple word, you learn to bring your mind back again and again. When it wanders, you gently guide it back. Over time, this small act of returning focus builds great strength. It teaches you patience, kindness, and clarity. But discipline of the mind is not only about meditation. It shows in everyday life, in how you speak, how you listen, and how you act. A disciplined mind chooses words carefully. It listens deeply without rushing to judge. It acts with kindness, even when the world feels harsh. It understands that every moment is a chance to practice. You may wonder, how can I begin this training? My mind feels too weak, too scattered. The answer is simple. Begin where you are. Start small. Take a moment now to breathe deeply and notice how you feel. This small act of awareness is the first step. Each time you return to this moment, your mind grows stronger. Do not expect to master your mind overnight. Just as the ocean is made of many drops of water, your strength comes from many small efforts. Each moment you choose calm over chaos, kindness over anger, clarity over confusion, you build a stronger mind. Remember, the mind is not your enemy. It is your closest friend if you learn how to care for it. Discipline is not punishment. It is love. It is teaching the mind how to be gentle with itself and others. When a mind is disciplined, it is free. It can see the truth behind appearances. It can face life's challenges with courage and peace. Sometimes the mind resists discipline. It wants to stay in old patterns, even if those patterns cause suffering. This is natural. The mind fears change. But like a river carving a new path through the land, with gentle persistence, the mind can find new ways. Your role is to be patient and steady, like a quiet mountain that watches the seasons pass. In this journey, do not be harsh with yourself. Do not judge your mind when it wanders or feels weak. Instead, return with kindness. Say to yourself, "It's okay. I am learning." This kindness creates space for change. It softens resistance and invites growth. The Buddha taught that we all have the potential to awaken this disciplined mind. It is not something far away or impossible to reach. It is right here, within you, waiting to be discovered. Like a seed beneath the soil, it needs care, time, and patience to grow. As you practice, you will notice a quiet strength growing inside. You will begin to see your life differently, not as a series of struggles, but as a path unfolding. Each step, each breath, each moment of awareness is a victory. You are training your mind to be a strong, wise companion for the rest of your life. When a mind is trained, it does not mean it stops feeling or thinking. It means it does not get lost in feelings or thoughts. It means you can watch them come and go without being pulled under. You become like a clear sky. Sometimes clouds appear, but the sky remains vast and calm beneath. This is the discipline of thought that leads to freedom. It is the path the Buddha walked, and it is a path anyone can walk, no matter age or experience. Your mind is like clay. It can be shaped with care, and you're the artist. So begin now. Take a breath. Notice your mind. Be patient. Be kind. The journey of training your mind is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It is a journey toward peace, strength, and freedom. Very well. Let us sit quietly and explore the power found in stillness, as a Zen master would share with a sincere seeker. When the world around you moves fast, loud, and restless, it is easy to feel lost. The mind becomes like a stormy sea, waves crashing in every direction. Thoughts rush, worries pile up, and the heart grows tired. But, my friend, there's a place inside you that remains calm, no matter what noise surrounds it. This place is stillness, and in stillness lies great strength. You might think, how can simply sitting quietly change my life? That is a natural question. The answer is simple, but it takes practice. When you sit in stillness, you stop chasing after the noise outside and turn your attention inward. You become a witness to your own mind, watching thoughts come and go without holding on to them. Like watching clouds drift in the sky, you let your worries pass instead of fighting them. In Buddhism, meditation is the practice of training your mind to rest in this quiet place. It is not about emptying your mind completely. That is very hard at first. Instead, it is about gently bringing your focus back when your mind wanders. Imagine your mind is like a wild horse. Meditation is the gentle rein that helps guide it, not by force, but by patience and kindness. When you return to this calm place again and again, something changes deep inside. The restless waves slow down. You begin to see your thoughts more clearly, without being pulled into every fear or doubt. This clarity gives you power over your reactions, over your emotions, over your choices. You're no longer tossed about by every passing feeling. Stillness teaches you to listen to yourself. Not the noisy chatter, but the quiet voice beneath it all. This voice knows your true nature. It knows you're not your fears or your mistakes. It reminds you of your inner peace and your ability to grow beyond what seems possible. Many people think strength means loudness or force or control over others. But real strength comes from inside, from the ability to be calm in the middle of chaos, to be gentle when life is harsh, and to be steady when everything changes. By practicing stillness through meditation, you build this inner strength. Your mind becomes like a deep lake, calm on the surface, yet powerful beneath. When storms come, the lake does not lose its depth. It simply waits for the winds to pass. This strength does not come overnight. It is like planting a seed and caring for it every day. Some days you may feel no progress. Your mind may race, and distractions may win. But do not be discouraged. Each time you return to stillness, you water the seed of peace inside you. With time, you may notice changes in your daily life. Challenges that once overwhelmed you feel smaller. You respond to difficulties with patience instead of anger. You find moments of joy in simple things, a warm cup of tea, a gentle breeze, the smile of a loved one. Stillness is not about escaping life. It is about facing life fully with a calm heart. It allows you to see things as they truly are, without being clouded by fear or sadness. This clear vision helps you make better choices, free from old habits that no longer serve you. In the teachings of the Buddha, the mind is the source of all suffering, but also the key to freedom. Meditation is the path that leads from confusion to clarity. When you cultivate stillness, you take the first step on this path. Remember, you do not need a special place or special time to practice. Even a few minutes of quiet each day can change your mind. You can practice sitting quietly in your chair, focusing on your breath, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. When thoughts come, acknowledge them, and gently bring your focus back to your breathing. In stillness, you meet yourself as you truly are, beyond all worries and distractions. This meeting is the beginning of transformation. It is the moment when weakness begins to fade, replaced by a quiet, steady strength. So, take this time to breathe deeply. Let go of your rushing mind and rest in the simple act of being. The strength you seek is already inside you, waiting to be discovered in the calm. This is the power of stillness. This is the power of meditation. With each breath, you step closer to a mind that is strong, peaceful, and free. Karma and accountability. Stop blaming, start becoming. Sit with me for a moment. Breathe slowly. Let the world outside go quiet. Listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. There is a truth I want to share with you. A truth that is not always easy to accept. But once you accept it, your life will never feel the same again. Every thought you have, every word you speak, every small action you take, it leaves a mark. This is karma. Not punishment, not reward, just a natural echo of cause and effect. Like when you throw a stone into a still pond and the ripples spread out. Karma is not some mysterious force chasing you. It is simply the return of what you have sent out. For many years, you may have carried the idea that life has been unfair to you. You may have thought that your struggles were because of bad luck, bad timing, or because others did not treat you right. Maybe your family didn't support you the way they should have. Maybe you worked hard and others got the credit. Maybe someone you trusted broke your heart and you've never been the same since. Understand, these wounds run deep. But listen carefully now. While you cannot always control what happens around you, you're always responsible for what happens within you. The Buddha never taught us to blame the world. He never asked us to wait for someone else to change. He pointed us back to our own mind again and again, because that is where true change begins. When you blame others, you give away your power. When you take full responsibility for your life, even for the things that hurt you, that is where real strength begins. Let me tell you something simple. If you plant a mango seed, you will not get apples. If you plant bitterness, you will not harvest peace. If you plant blame, you will not grow wisdom. The mind is your field. Karma is your seed. Accountability is the sunlight. Together, they decide what your life becomes. Some people walk through life repeating the same stories. My parents never encouraged me. My partner ruined everything. If only this didn't happen, I could have been happy. They replay these stories like songs on an old radio. But these stories are heavy. They keep you tired. They keep your mind weak. And worst of all, they keep you from changing. Now imagine something different. Imagine that instead of blaming, you begin asking, what can I learn from this? How do my own choices bring me here? What can I do today that my future self will thank me for? These questions are simple, but they open doors inside your heart that have been locked for years. Sometimes we hold on to pain because it feels familiar. Even when it hurts, it gives us something to lean on. But karma is not here to hurt you. Karma is your teacher. It shows you your reflection. If you do not like what you see, it is not time to break the mirror. It is time to wash your face. Many people over 45 come to a place in life where they begin to feel tired, not just in body, but in spirit. They say things like, I've lived like this for so long, it's just who I am now. But I tell you this, you are not your past. You are not your habits. You are not your mistakes. You are the awareness that sees them, and awareness can change everything. Take one small step today. Speak one word with kindness. Let go of one grudge. Take responsibility for one mistake without blaming anyone else. That is how you start walking the path. And every step you take, no matter how small, creates a ripple in your karma. The new future begins, quietly, gently, but surely. Many people misunderstand karma. They think it means if something bad happens, they must have done something wrong in a past life. This belief creates fear. But true understanding of karma brings peace, not fear. Karma is not a system of punishment. It is a path of clarity. It teaches you that your life is not random, that your actions matter, that every breath, every choice, every thought builds something, and that you are not helpless. You are the builder. There is deep peace in realizing that no one else can ruin your life unless you let them. And there is deep strength in realizing that no one else can fix your life except you. Accountability is not blame. It is freedom. When you stop pointing fingers, your hands are finally free to build something new. Let me ask you now, what are you building? Are you building a life of peace, of wisdom, of quiet strength? Or are you still building walls made of old pain and excuses? You can choose, even now, to start again. Not by doing something big, but by noticing your thoughts, by watching your words, by slowing down your reactions, by learning to respond, not just react. Karma teaches patience. A tree does not grow in one night. A river does not carve a valley in one day. But steady movement changes everything. You may not see the change tomorrow. You may not feel stronger in a week. But keep going. Keep planting. Keep choosing awareness. And your life will change whether you notice it or not. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. These are not just pretty words. These are instructions. A weak mindset is full of blame. A strong mind takes ownership and rises beyond. So sit quietly and ask yourself gently, not with guilt, but with honesty, where have I given away my power? Where have I blamed instead of understanding? Where can I take back responsibility today? Your answers may surprise you. They may even set you free. Remember this. You are never too old to change. You are never too late to begin. Karma does not demand perfection. It asks for sincerity. And accountability is not a burden. It is a gift. Because once you know that you are the author of your life, you can begin writing a new story, even now with the pen still in your hand. Embracing suffering, turning life's pain into power. You have come far. And now we must talk about something most people avoid. Suffering. You see, my friend, suffering is not your enemy. It is your teacher. From the moment we are born, we cry. That first breath comes with pain. And as we grow older, we try to run from that pain, hide it, bury it deep within. But the truth is simple. What you run from grows. What you face transforms. You may ask, why must life hurt so much? Why me? Why now? I have heard these questions many times over many years. And I ask you gently, have you ever looked closely at your pain instead of trying to escape it? The Buddha taught that life includes suffering. He did not say it with sadness. He said it with clarity. Birth is suffering. Aging is suffering. Loss is suffering. Wanting and not getting, that too is suffering. But in this truth, there's also great freedom. Because once you accept suffering, you stop being shocked by it. You stop blaming the world for being what it is. And you begin to live differently. You begin to walk through suffering, not around it. You may carry grief for a parent, a partner, a friend. You may carry shame for things you did or did not do. You may carry disappointment for dreams that faded before they could bloom. These are heavy loads, but the weight becomes lighter when you stop pretending they aren't there. Pain, when seen clearly, is not punishment. It is part of life's design. Just like the lotus flower that grows in the mud, your strength can rise from the darkest places. But you must allow the mud to touch your roots. Do not curse it. Understand it. Many people think being strong means not feeling anything. They believe strength is a straight face, a hard heart, a refusal to cry. But true strength is softness without fear, is the ability to feel pain fully and still keep going. Not hard like stone, but steady like the earth. You see, there was once a man who lost everything he loved. His son died, his home burned down, his health failed. He came to the monastery and asked me, "Why has God taken everything from me?" I said, "God has not taken. Life has changed. You are still here. So now, you must ask, what will I do with the pain that remains?" He stayed silent for a long time. And then, he wept, not because he was weak, but because he had finally stopped fighting the truth. And through those tears, something opened. That opening is where growth begins. Sometimes pain is not there to break you, it is there to wake you. In Buddhism, we do not pray for suffering to disappear. We pray for the strength to carry it with wisdom. The fire that burns, you can also light your path if you learn how to walk through it. But this requires practice and patience. If you're over 45, you may feel that suffering is heavier now than before. Your body changes. People you love pass away. Time moves faster, and regrets grow louder. But let me remind you, the soul does not age. Your mind, if trained, becomes stronger, calmer, wiser with time. And this is the gift suffering brings, if you let it. When you stop resisting pain, it becomes your ally. You begin to listen. You learn where you are still holding on. You see what you must release. Suffering has a way of pointing directly at the parts of us that still cling to pride, to blame, to control, to the past. When you see this, you begin to let go. And that is when peace begins. Peace is not the absence of pain. It is the presence of understanding. Many times, students come to me saying, "Master, I want peace." I ask them, "Are you ready to make peace with your pain?" They fall silent, because they think peace means no discomfort. But real peace means no resistance. You learn to live fully, even when the heart is aching. You learn to smile through tears, not to hide them, but to honor them. The Buddha did not become enlightened because he escaped suffering. He became enlightened because he understood it. He sat with it. He watched it. And slowly, it lost its power over him. You too can do this. Every time you face your pain without anger or fear, you change a part of your mind. Slowly, the chains that kept you tied to your past begin to loosen. You become lighter, freer, more grounded. And one day, you will look at the same pain that once broke you, and you will see it as the very thing that rebuilt you. Do not be ashamed of your scars. They are proof that you lived, that you loved, that you tried, that you survived. So I say this to you now, let your suffering speak, but do not let it lead. Listen to it, learn from it, but do not follow it into darkness. Take its lessons and step forward. The world may not give you comfort, but you can give yourself clarity. And through that clarity, courage. And through that courage, transformation. Do not wait for life to be easy. Instead, learn how to be strong. Not by denying your pain, but by embracing it fully, calmly, gently. You're not too old to grow. You are not too late to change. You are not broken. You are becoming. And in that becoming, the pain you once feared becomes the path that leads you home. In the quiet moments of your day, when the world's noise fades and your mind comes to rest, there lies a precious chance. A chance to weave the wisdom of the Buddha into your daily life, not as a grand event, but as small, steady steps. The path of transformation is not always dramatic. It is often the gentle unfolding of simple choices repeated over time. This is the heart of the Dharma in everyday life. You may wonder, how can ancient teachings from thousands of years ago still matter to you, living in this modern world? The answer is simple. Human nature has not changed much. The feelings of fear, anger, sadness, and joy, the desire to be free from suffering, are timeless. Buddhism does not ask you to believe in mysteries or complicated rituals. It asks only that you observe your mind, learn from your experience, and practice kindness to yourself and others. Each morning when you wake, the first thoughts that come to your mind set the tone for your day. If you greet yourself with worry or self-criticism, your day often follows the same path. But if you can offer a moment of kindness, even a simple wish for peace, you start to build a new habit. This is the practice of mindfulness. It is not about forcing happiness, but about opening your eyes to what is, without judgment. Walking slowly, eating simply, listening deeply. These are not just acts of routine. They are opportunities. Each step, each bite, each breath can be a reminder to return to the present moment. The Buddha taught that we suffer because our minds cling to what is gone or what may never come. When we learn to live in the now, without grasping or pushing away, the weight of suffering begins to lift. You may have faced many challenges in your life: the loss of loved ones, health struggles, regrets, and fears. It is natural to feel burdened. But Buddhism offers a radical teaching. Suffering is not punishment. It is a teacher. When you accept your suffering with an open heart, you allow it to transform you. This does not mean you must enjoy pain or pretend it does not exist. Rather, it means seeing clearly what is happening without adding layers of blame or despair. In daily life, this might look like noticing when anger arises and choosing not to react harshly. It could be pausing before you speak to find words that heal rather than hurt. Or simply allowing yourself to breathe deeply when anxiety pulls you under. These small acts, repeated over days and weeks, change the way your mind responds. Slowly, your thoughts become less like wild horses racing uncontrollably and more like a calm river flowing steadily. The Buddha also spoke about the importance of right intention and right action. This means acting with awareness and compassion. When you do something, ask yourself, does this cause harm? Does this bring peace? When your actions align with these questions, you build harmony inside and around you. Even small kindnesses, offering a smile, a helping hand, a patient ear, are powerful threads in the fabric of a peaceful life. Another teaching to carry with you is the idea of non-attachment. This does not mean giving up everything you love, but learning not to cling so tightly that you suffer when things change. Life is always moving. People come and go, situations shift, health changes. The stronger your grip on what you think should be, the heavier your heart becomes. Letting go does not mean losing. It means making space for new growth. In moments of difficulty, remember the story of the Buddha's own journey. Before enlightenment, he sat under the Bodhi tree, facing his deepest fears and doubts. He did not run away. Instead, he stayed with his experience, watching it clearly and calmly. This courage to simply be with what is, without distraction or denial, is a gift you can give yourself every day. Practice gratitude, even for the smallest things. The warmth of the sun, the taste of clean water, the sound of a bird's song. These simple pleasures remind you that life is always offering something good. Gratitude softens the heart and opens the door to joy, even in hard times. When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts, remember that the mind is like the sky. Clouds come and go, but the sky itself remains vast and open. Your true nature is like that sky, clear, spacious, and free. Meditation is a way to rest in that openness, to see your thoughts and feelings as passing visitors rather than permanent rulers. As you carry the Dharma into your daily life, be patient with yourself. Change takes time. There will be days when old habits pull you back. This is natural. What matters is that you return to the path again and again. Each moment is a new chance to choose peace over fear, kindness over anger, presence over distraction. The journey is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming awake. Awake to the beauty and pain of life. Awake to your own heart. Awake to the connection that links all beings. When you live this way, you do not walk alone. You are part of a great community, the Sangha. Not only those around you, but all who seek truth and peace. In the end, the daily practice of Dharma is a dance between effort and ease. Effort to return your mind when it wanders, ease to allow what arises without judgment. This balance is where transformation happens. Like a river that carves stone, not by force, but by persistence, your steady practice will shape your mind and life. So, as you move through your day, carry this simple truth. Every moment holds the seed of awakening. No matter your age, no matter your past, you have the power to choose your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. This is the greatest freedom. Remember, the Dharma is not something outside you to seek far away. It lives in your breath, your heart, your very being. Walk gently with yourself and others, and let your life become a living meditation, a clear reflection of wisdom and compassion. The path is open, step by step, moment by moment. Walk it with courage. Walk it with love. Imagine the quiet moment when the dawn breaks gently across the sky and the world feels new again. This is the moment I want to share with you now, the moment of your own rebirth. After all the struggles, doubts, and worries, after all the times your mind felt weak and your spirit tired, this moment is the beginning of a new you. The mind is like the ocean. Sometimes it is calm and clear, and sometimes it is stormy and rough. You might have lived along with waves of fear, sadness, and confusion crashing inside. But remember, even the fiercest storm must eventually give way to calm. Your mind is no different. You have the power to let the storm pass and bring back the peaceful ocean inside. It is not about fighting or forcing yourself to be strong. True strength does not come from pushing or pulling. It comes from letting go. When you stop holding tightly to anger, regret, or fear, your mind becomes free. It breathes easily. It becomes light like the wind that moves without effort. This is the wisdom the Buddha shared long ago. It is simple, but it changes everything. You have learned many things on this journey. You have seen how your thoughts can trap you, how your fears can hold you back. But you have also seen how you can watch those thoughts without getting caught. Like watching clouds float by in the sky, you can let your worries drift away. This watching is the beginning of freedom. Now, as you stand on the edge of this new path, remember, your mind is not a fixed thing. It is like clay, soft and ready to be shaped. With patience and care, you can mold it into something strong and beautiful. Each day, you have the chance to start fresh. Each moment is a new beginning. The Buddha taught us about rebirth, not just the rebirth of the body, but the rebirth of the mind. You do not have to be the same person you were yesterday. You can let go of old habits that no longer serve you. You can choose kindness instead of anger, patience instead of frustration, courage instead of fear. These choices are like seeds. When you plant them in your mind, they will grow into strength. Think about a tree. When it is young, it is small and fragile. But with time, it grows roots deep into the earth. Those roots keep it steady through storms. Your mind can grow roots too, roots of calm, kindness, and understanding. These roots give you the strength to face life with peace, no matter what comes your way. There will still be challenges. Life will not always be easy. But now, you have a new way to meet those challenges. You will not be swept away by fear or doubt. You will meet each moment with a calm mind and an open heart. This is the true power of a changed mindset. You might wonder how to keep this strength once you find it. The answer is simple. Return to this moment again and again. Just like the ocean that always returns to the shore, your mind can return to peace. When you notice old fears rising, bring your attention back to your breath. When anger or sadness come, greet them with kindness and watch them pass. This is the practice of being present. The wisdom of Buddhism teaches us that everything changes. Nothing stays the same forever. This is not a cause for sadness, but a chance for hope. Because change is always possible, you can always become the person you want to be. You can always choose a fresh start. You are not alone on this path. Many have walked before you, and many will walk after. We are all connected by the desire to find peace and strength within. When you feel weak or lost, remember that you are part of this great journey. You can draw strength from it, just as others will find strength from your courage. Now, as this journey comes to a close, take a moment to look back. See how far you have come. You began with doubt and fear, but now you have the tools to change your mind and your life. This is your true power. It has been inside you all along. Carry this power gently. Use it wisely. Share it with others who may still be lost in their own storms. In this way, your new mind will continue to grow, like a ripple spreading across a calm lake. Thank you for walking this path with me. Remember, the mind you want is not far away. It is waiting patiently inside you, ready to be born again each day. When you wake up tomorrow, you can choose to be that new person, the person who lives with peace, strength, and joy. May your journey continue with calm and clarity. May your mind be free from weakness, and may you find the happiness that comes from within. If you found value in this journey, please like, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven. Your support helps spread this message to many more who seek change. And before you go, drop your thoughts below. Your voice matters. Lastly, type Namo Buddha to keep your energy strong and your heart steady. Now sit with me. Just sit. Don't try to understand too much. Don't chase meaning like a child chasing the wind. Let the words come like soft rain on the earth. They do not ask to be held. They only ask to be felt. You have walked a long path, not with your feet, but with your mind. You began by asking questions, maybe even with doubt. You came looking for change. You came because you were tired. Tired of fear. Tired of regret. Tired of feeling like your time had passed. But here you are, still breathing, still learning, still alive. And that means the path is still open. Let me tell you something very old, very true. The moment you decide to change, you already begin to change. Not with noise, not with fireworks, but like the first crack of light before the sun rises. Quiet, honest, real. The weak mind is not a curse. It is simply a mind that has been asleep. It believes in the stories it was told long ago, that it is too late, too small, too broken. But those stories are not you. They were never you. The mind repeats them again and again like a tired song, but you can stop singing it. You can choose silence. And from that silence, a new song will rise. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not the voice that says, I can't. You are the one who hears that voice. And the one who hears it is already free from it. That space between you and the voice, that is where wisdom lives. The Buddha did not teach to impress others. He did not want followers. He wanted us to wake up. That is all. To wake up from the dream of fear, greed, and confusion. He pointed at the moon. He didn't ask us to worship the finger, but to look deeply at what he was showing us. That truth is not outside. It's not in books or temples. It's in you. Always has been. Now let's talk about age. Many people think, I am too old to change. That thought is just another lie. I've seen old trees bend in the wind and young ones break. It is not the age of the tree. It is the depth of its roots. In you still have time to grow deeper. You may carry grief. You may carry loneliness. Perhaps you've lost people you loved. Perhaps your body aches where it once felt strong. Yes, that is real. I will not tell you to forget it. I will tell you to hold it gently, to bow to your pain, to say, you are part of me, but you do not define me. Pain shapes us, but does not own us. Only your awareness owns you. You are alive now. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Right now. This breath. This silence, this is your life. Don't let it pass you by because of a thought that says, I am not enough. That thought is old. Let it rest. You have listened to it long enough. Instead, listen to the quiet space between your breaths. There is a peace there that does not depend on success or failure. That peace is what you are. You don't need to become it. You only need to stop pretending you are not it. Many people live as if life owes them something. They hold on to bitterness like a shield. But that bitterness only poisons the hand that holds it. Let go. Let life be what it is. A brief, beautiful, unpredictable path. Walk it with open hands. There is nothing to prove anymore. No one to impress. Just be present. Just be kind. Speak less. Listen more. And when your heart trembles, don't run. Stay. Stay with it. That trembling is the door opening. Walk through it. You may have regrets. We all do. The Buddha did not teach to erase the past. He taught us to transform it. Regret can become wisdom. Shame can become softness. Fear can become love. All things can change when seen with awareness. So I tell you this, not as a master, but as someone who has walked the same crooked road. You are not weak. You're not lost. You're not too late. You're just waking up. And waking up is the most powerful thing a human can do. Do not search for a perfect life. That is an illusion. Instead, search for a peaceful mind, a quiet heart, a compassionate soul. These are within reach. Always, return to the breath. Not as a technique, not as a trick, just as a reminder, I am here. That is enough. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not done. You are here. And that means something beautiful is still possible. You may stumble again. That's all right. Just return. Return again and again, like a wave returning to the shore. This is the practice. This is the path. And when you forget, because you will forget, smile gently and remember, even forgetting is part of remembering. No need to be harsh with yourself. The sun rises each day, even if the clouds hide it. Your light is like that too, ever present, even when you can't see it. In the end, this journey is not about achieving anything. It is about coming home to the mind that is already free, coming home to the heart that already knows how to love, coming home to the stillness that has been waiting for you all along. So now, my friend, let us sit one more time. Just you and I. No need for more lessons. No need for more words. Just the breath. Just this moment. This is where it all begins again. And when you rise from this seat, carry this silence with you. Let it speak louder than your doubts. Let it move with you through the world. Let it remind you always, you're not weak. You're not too late. You are awakening. Now go, walk your path in peace. And if this journey touched something deep inside you, if even a single word helped ease your heart, then do something small, something meaningful, like comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven, so others may also find their way to this quiet place of strength. Please take one simple step now. Comment Namo Buddha to seal this journey with energy and intention.